Hi, welcome to your astrology forecast for January 23rd to January 28th, 2015. On January 23rd, the moon conjuncts Chiron in Pisces. So, this is really a time for healing old wounds, dissolving old patterns, and really being able to look at those things and not have an attachment to those things anymore, and really just being able to heal fully and heal those things. So it's really a good day for meditation and for looking at those things so that you can let them go. On January 24th, the moon moves into Aries. So this is a great day for being active and really enjoying, friendly competition and trying new things when it comes to being active, like maybe new sports or other active type things like, martial arts or anything like that. And if we fail to exercise on this day, then we could become a bit impatient or impulsive or temperamental. So it is definitely good to release some of the energy that you may have through activities like that. And on January 25th, the moon conjuncts the south node and Uranus in Aries. And so this is really helping us to let go of things that are really blocking us from being who we truly are. And it's really letting go of anything that helps or that hinders us from expressing our individuality in the world and being more of who we want to be and being the change that we want to see. Letting go of any bad habits or defense mechanisms that we may have, or egotistical tendencies that have been used as defense mechanisms. Anything like that is being let go of. And we're going to become aware of some of those things on this day. And being able to really be more self-aware can really help to bring about that truer sense of self. And then Pluto in Capricorn sextiles Chiron in Pisces, and they both in conjunct Jupiter in Leo, creating a yod. And of course, Jupiter is still retrograde. So Pluto sextiling Chiron is going to be like a big under the surface release of old patterns and wounds. And there's going to be some major stuff coming up for us on this day that needs to be transformed. With them both in conjunct Jupiter and Leo, Jupiter, of course, is wanting us to look within at this time and understand what beliefs are keeping us from expanding and also keeping us from expressing ourselves fully. So in order to let go of some of these old patterns, we maybe have to look at some of the beliefs that we're still holding on to that are keeping us from being more expressive of who we are, and also keeping us from being able to expand further and to release perhaps some of those old wounds. Sometimes those things can be intertwined. So looking at old beliefs and old wounds and transforming what those are and being able to expand beyond that will be required for us to really be able to express ourselves more easily, as well as be more expanded in the world and healed and transformed into what we wish to become. And then on January 26th, the moon moves into Taurus. So this is great for doing financial type activities, looking at finances, getting them in order. It's also good for, organizing your possessions, taking care of your possessions, anything like that, or maybe even buying new things. Of course, you don't want to overindulge in spending because Taurus can become overindulgent in spending. But it's also really great for enjoying all of your physical senses, getting a massage or enjoying being outdoors, or just anything that you can enjoy, like food, of course, too. And you don't want to overindulge in food too much, but enjoying what you do eat with more gratitude would also be a good idea. So yeah, basically all those things would be good. All right, and then the moon in Taurus squares the sun in Aquarius, which is a first quarter moon. So some tensions around finances and perhaps the involvement with the community could come up for us. The sun in Aquarius is really trying to find a group that really expresses who you are, and perhaps there's, financial fees involved with becoming a part of certain social groups or something like that. That could create more tensions around our finances, or having fun with friends could be just causing you to spend more than you normally would. So trying to be frugal when it comes to those things would be a good idea, and still enjoying the finer things in life while saving money is another good idea as well. And there's, of course, always other things you can do that doesn't cost money that, could still involve social activities that you can try to do as an alternative during this time. And then on January 27th, Venus moves into Pisces. This is really going to bring a rose-colored lens on our relationships, which can be good and bad, as long as you're not over-idealizing someone, or, if you don't know somebody, make sure you, stick around to find out what they're really like before, over-committing or something. But Venus moving into Pisces also brings a very strong sense of unity into a relationship and a strong sense of intuitive understanding. You can really sense what the other person's feeling in the relationship. And this can help you to dissolve any barriers that maybe have been there. And so you can really become more united in your relationships. You also want to watch out for codependency, because Pisces can be self-sacrificing in relationships, but it does bring a very strong sense of romance as well, so that is a good thing, and a sense of spiritual connection. And then Mercury in Aquarius opposes Jupiter in Leo, and they both square the moon in Taurus. So Mercury in Aquarius is retrograde and Jupiter in Leo is retrograde, so we've got two retrograde planets in opposition. They are both about self-expression to a degree. Mercury is about expressing your individuality amongst a group, and Jupiter in Leo is really about expressing your beliefs and being able to expand further using your self-expression. And then, so there's a difficulty in that because they're both retrograde. And with them both square the moon in Taurus, this really brings how you feel about your finances into the mix. So there could be issues regarding finances where there's a miscommunication or an error in your bank statement or anything like that. You definitely want to be careful when it comes to how you deal with your finances on this day because of those retrograde planets. But it's also about how you express your sense of what you value as well. Maybe we have to take a look at our values, and maybe there's some tensions in our values and in our beliefs, as well as how we really express our individuality, I guess, and how we express those values and beliefs to others. So, all these things are probably coming up for us, and really tuning into your values and your beliefs can help you to maybe understand what it is you're really feeling about those things. And of course, just always watch out for any of those financial things as well. And then Mercury in Aquarius sextiles Uranus in Aries. Now, this can have us saying some pretty shocking things, but we can have some extremely interesting conversations, maybe conversations about the paranormal or about aliens or about grand insights that we're receiving. Very objective and detached type of conversations can occur that really are mind opening and can really be shattering to some of your beliefs. So it is actually easier to kind of talk about those things, but also be careful of how you say them because of the retrograde, and you know, and who you share your ideas with too, because they will definitely be off the wall type of ideas coming to us. So yeah. All right. And on January 28th, the moon moves into Gemini. This is helpful for expressing your emotions. It's not really good for feeling what those emotions really are, because Gemini looks at its emotions from a mental perspective and can see two different sides to every situation, which can be good. But it can also create an over rationalization of your emotions. But it is good for being more communicative and talking to people around your neighborhood. And of course, you know, with Mercury retrograde, you got to be careful of how you say stuff. But looking at your emotions from a more kind of intellectual perspective could be kind of fun. You can maybe write more about how you've been feeling, and that sort of thing. And then the moon in Gemini opposes Saturn in Sagittarius, and they both square Venus and Neptune in Pisces, creating a T-square. Whoa. So the moon opposing Saturn in Sagittarius, moon in Gemini. Okay. Saturn could be bringing up some weight, some, you know, feeling of weight when it comes to certain idealizations or beliefs. And the moon in Gemini is wanting to understand, you know, what is going on there. It's kind of curious about that. And then this could create a tension, especially if you are a part of a belief that is somehow very, you know, life committing or something like that, where you've really put a lot of stock into it. And so Gemini is kind of probing around into that area, and it's like, what's going on here? You know, what's this weight that's being caused over here? And what, you know, what is this? And then with them both square Venus and Neptune, this brings the relationships into play, but it also brings our intuition on board as well. Neptune kind of dissolves away all barriers, and of course, beliefs can cause barriers between people. So this is really helping to dissolve some of those things. And it's creating tensions at the same time because they are square. With the moon in Gemini, this also can bring our emotions into play and our subjective ways of looking at things, our subjective viewpoints. And this, you know, can be kind of intense, but there's also, it's very necessary as well, because Neptune in Pisces is really creating more of a sense of unity and harmony, and really trying to bring that stuff into play, and then dissolving the barriers that Saturn creates with those belief systems. And, you know, this may not look very good on the surface, but hopefully it will bring about that dissolution of those barriers. All right. Have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.